Good day, everybody. I've got a little problem I'm going to talk to you about today. This is my B&K 667 solid state tube tester that I bought online. It was reasonably priced, good shape, and I used it in a previous project, and everything seemed to be okay. It came with all its books, of course, but there was a problem, and we're going to talk about that. This was doing some tube testing on the Westinghouse radio, and you'll notice I didn't catch this at the time, but one of my viewers did, and he said, you know, that needle is deflecting to the exact same spot every tube that you're testing, which of course is can't be right. They can't all be exactly the same. So I did mess around with tubes again, trying to vary the filament voltage and try to see if I could get that deflector switch to change, and it wouldn't. It always read in the good. So there's something not right, unfortunately, with this particular tester. So until I can get the B&K going, I'm going to use this tube tester. This is a thing I found at the flea market, and I bought it because it was cheap. It's a Weston 777 is the model. That's the tube chart, which is in the lid there. 777, and there were several different versions of it. It is in reasonably good shape. You can see one knob that's been changed, and I'm going to find the broken knob on the little place on the right-hand side there. So nothing on the meter, the front of the meter tells you what it is, but there it is on the bottom, Weston 777 and 7 and a little a. So hopefully I can get this to work for me and can use it for the time being. The thing we're going to do here, I think, is I'm just going to unscrew the screws on the top and lift it out. Notice that all of the pins are loose. As a matter of fact, that one I just... Yep, they're all loose. And the thing I heard flopping around in there was this little piece right here. So if you look at the other mini socket, that's okay. If I can get to it here. This has a little center piece of metal. It's got a name probably, I don't know what it is. And it probably has this same kind of ring, but pushed down there's a little widening of this little of this guy down below here, and it probably snaps on, and this socket's fine. Here I don't know if part of this has broken, that little center metal part, or if I tried to press this down on that hard enough, it might snap into place. So while I'm positioning this little round piece of plastic, I did give everything else in here the once over, cleaned all the contacts, switches, that sort of thing. And none of the other wiring seemed to be in bad shape. And so we're hoping that this is the only little repair that we're going to need. So I'm looking up a tube and a chart there, and this is one I pulled from another radio, and found the switch settings and all that. I've zeroed my line voltage there, and we're going to give it a test and see what it looks like. And that's seems reasonable to me, and some other tubes I tested were seemed reasonable what I was looking at. It's a little generous in testing battery tubes. I'll call them 1-volt filament tubes, but other than that, everything seemed to be in pretty good shape. So I want to try an experiment on the exterior here. Quite a few years ago, my wife and I went to Kansas City, went to an antique mall, and we found this product called Kramer's Best. There's a blemish remover or clarifier, as you see there, and then the bottle in the back is an antique restorer. And a lot of furniture at that place had been done with these products and looked pretty good. I don't know about doing it on radio, which is why I want to test it out on this guy first. And so here's a spot on the front that looks really kind of nasty. So I'm going to go ahead and try this blemish remover on the little part right here that's kind of nasty, and we'll see what kind of results we get. It's not bad. So what I'm going to do then is go ahead, and I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, but I'm going to use that product all over the exterior of this thing to clean it up a little. So the next part of this is to use the other product, which is Antique Improver. I think I said Restore or something like that a minute ago. But it's called Antique Improver. I had to give it a little shake. It had been sitting for a long time in my closet and it separated. But reading the instructions, it said don't drip it on the wood. Use one cloth to apply it. So I have a dirty old towel for... I'm going to apply it, and then I've got a nice, that's one of my microfiber towels to clean it off. So I'll just do this. This is actually the bottom, the underside. I'm going to do it first, and we'll see what we think and what it looks like. I think that this is a product that you can apply more than once, too. I think you get some extra luster and a little deeper look if you apply it several times. So it could be I'll do that a couple times, but I won't. Of course, I won't bother to make you watch that whole thing. So we'll put this on. I just let it set for just a second, and then we wipe off any excess. See what we got. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. And it creates sort of a smooth finish. And here's the whole thing redone. My grandmother used to refinish antique furniture, and she used a product called Deft, D-E-F-T. And this left a finish kind of like that, sort of satiny, almost like a varnish in a way, but not too bad. I'm not too unhappy with the way this turned out. So okay, everything's all put back together. So I do have another tube tester that I can use. Everything's all cleaned up, put back together. I tested it; it works okay. Again, this is good for anything up to filament voltage is up to 16 volts. So not good for everything, but it'll do. So I got a couple of questions for viewers. One is, this is the product that I used for the case on this, which did okay. Kramer's Best. Anybody else ever use that? Are you happy with that? Would you not have that touch one of your special radios? Or, you know, is that something that you've got any experience with? And the other thing was, you know, I put this little patch in here. That would not take dark stain. So, because this is just going to be a tube tester that's going to be most of the time down under the bench, it's fine. But I wonder why I couldn't get stain to go on there. That was not the other question I had, though. Any of you guys, or girls, have experience with this B&K, this 667 a solid state tube tester? Its problem, again, was that every reading on every tube had the same deflection on the meter, about 3/4 of the way into the good. So that can't be right for every single tube. But if you've had that problem, maybe you can help me out on how you fix it or how to go about troubleshooting this. I'm not really set up to do solid state. So anyway, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I sure do appreciate it.